In February 2025, the crypto world trembled as a seismic shockwave rippled through its foundations. 1.5 billion vanished from Bybit, the third largest exchange, in a mere 12-minute blitz that left even the mightiest platforms quaking in its wake. The Lazarus Group, North Korea's shadowy cyber war machine, executed this ruthless strike with chilling precision, exploiting a zero-day vulnerability buried deep within Safe Wallet, a critical security layer that had slipped past the world's top experts despite millions poured into digital defenses. They siphoned 401,000 Ethereum tokens, a haul that blockchain forensics from Elliptic traced with unrelenting accuracy back to Pyongyang IP clusters, a smoking gun of state-sponsored theft that brooks no denial. The U.S. Treasury, in a rare public condemnation, labeled this the work of Unit 180, an elite hacking division forged in Kim Jong-un's fortified cyber labs, where every keystroke is a weapon in a war that knows no borders. Since 2017, Lazarus has plundered over $6 billion from the global financial system, with Chainalysis reporting $1.34 billion snatched in 2024 alone, a figure the UN ties to missile programs like the Hwasong-18, boasting a 15,000-kilometer range capable of striking U.S. soil. This isn't random hacking. It's a calculated campaign of economic sabotage, a predator's grip tightening on your wealth with every passing second. The FBI's hunt has escalated into a desperate chase, deploying digital snares to trap these thieves. But can they outmatch a decade of diabolical cunning honed in the shadows? Welcome to Part 2 of this unrelenting saga, where the stakes soar to catastrophic heights, and your financial security dangles by a thread worn thin by their unrelenting ambition that spares no one. On this critical Monday, June 23, 2025, at 8:50 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, we cut through the lies and propaganda to expose this escalating war, jeopardizing our economic survival, a battle that demands your attention as the clock ticks toward their next devastating blow. Lazarus's arsenal is a nightmare sculpted from the chaos they sow, a digital predator's toolkit that evolves with every conquest, leaving a trail of ruin across the blockchain landscape. In February 2022, they struck the Wormhole bridge, a cross-chain conduit, stealing $326 million by compromising a validator key, a tactic perfected from the earlier Ronin breach, where they drained $625 million in 2022, showcasing a ruthless efficiency that exploits human trust with surgical skill. June 2023 brought the Atomic Wallet breach, where $100 million vanished in hours through a malicious software update stealthily distributed to unsuspecting users, a Trojan horse in plain sight that shattered their faith and exposed the fragility of decentralized systems. Their playbook is a masterclass in deception and technical mastery. Phishing emails masquerade as job offers from top firms, laced with malware that infiltrates development environments undetected, while zero-day exploits, purchased for up to $1 million on dark web markets like Xdetic, punch through even the most robust firewalls with impunity that mocks our defenses. Kaspersky's 2020 discovery of Apple Juice, a macOS Trojan tailored to evade Apple's security, reveals their focus on high-value targets, while a sprawling network of VPNs obscures their Pyongyang base, rendering traditional tracking efforts futile against their sophistication. Chainalysis reports $2 billion laundered since 2017, with $1.34 billion in 2024 alone funneled through mixers like ChipMixer and Blender.io into North Korean elites' offshore accounts in Singapore, Macau, and the British Virgin Islands, a web of greed that enriches their leaders while fueling a war machine that threatens global peace. The UN estimates these funds have bankrolled over 40% of North Korea's missile tests since 2020, including the Hwasong-18's successful launch in March 2023, a weapon that looms over international stability. Your crypto isn't safe in this shadow war, a relentless assault that strips our digital future bare, a threat that grows darker with each passing day. In May 2025, the FBI launched a counteroffensive, a high-stakes gamble to turn the tide against this elusive foe thriving in the shadows of our ignorance. Leveraging Elliptic's blockchain analysis, they traced $40 million of Bybit's stolen funds, a portion frozen by exchanges like Binance and Huobi, in a coordinated effort to stem the hemorrhage, offering a rare glimmer of hope in this dark struggle. This operation, hinted at by FBI Director Wray during a June 2025 briefing, targets Lazarus's financial lifelines, but the group adapts with a ferocity that defies containment. Post-Ronin, they adopted multi-signature wallets, splitting control among 5 keys to guard against single-point failures, a defensive maneuver that thwarted earlier traps with cunning foresight. After Bybit, rumors swirl of AI-driven obfuscation, randomizing code to evade detection tools like FireEye, CrowdStrike, and even NSA trackers, a level of ingenuity that alarms cybersecurity experts and keeps them a step ahead of our best efforts. The U.S. has dangled a $10 million reward for Unit 180 leaders, yet North Korea's state media issues blanket denials, a shield of propaganda that protects their crimes and mocks our resolve to bring them to justice. This tech duel is a knife-edge battle where every move counts, a relentless contest of wits and will that tests the limits of our digital defenses as we strive to expose the truth in this shadowy war threatening our economic survival with every second of delay. Lazarus's dominance is a chilling blueprint forged in the fires of past victories, a history that has shaped their rise to power over our digital world and beyond. In 2018, they infiltrated Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, stealing $25 million to fund cutting-edge cyber R&D, upgrading their hacking tools to rival global powers in this race against time. The 2019 Bank of Chile breach netted $12 million, exposing vulnerabilities in the SWIFT system that were later exploited in a wave of global attacks, weakening trust in financial institutions and leaving systems exposed to further predation. Their 2017 WannaCry ransomware, definitively linked to Lazarus by the U.S. Justice Department with evidence from seized servers, raked in $81,000 while inflicting a $4 billion damage toll that crippled hospitals, businesses, and governments alike, a toll measured in lives and livelihoods lost to their greed. A 2023 plot against South Korea's Clayton blockchain, aiming to siphon millions, was aborted only by a timely power outage in Seoul, a stroke of luck that saved the region from ruin. The 2018 attempt on Japan's CoinCheck, where they planned a $530 million haul before a last-minute patch foiled them, reveals their boundless ambition that fears no retaliation from a divided world struggling to respond. DHS allocated $300 million in 2025 to bolster U.S. defenses, but Unit 180's estimated 200 hackers, equipped with stolen intel chips and Chinese hardware smuggled through intermediaries, outpace these efforts, leveraging pilfered technology to maintain their edge in this arms race that defines our era. The gap widens with every passing day, a chasm that threatens our security and demands a unified response as their next strike looms on this tense. Monday, June 23, 2025. June 2025 brings a grim warning that casts a long shadow over our digital horizon. FBI Director Wray, in a June 20th briefing, hinted at data inflows from a sting operation targeting Unit 180's leadership, with names like Park Jin-ho and Kim Young-sik rumored to be in the crosshairs, a breakthrough that could change the game and deliver justice to their countless victims. But Lazarus retaliated with a ferocious 500 gigabits per second DDoS attack on FBI servers, delaying analysis for 48 hours and showcasing a resilience that defies containment, a counterstrike that stunned analysts and proved their adaptability in the face of our most determined efforts. Their next target looms large. Crypto leaks, corroborated by Chainalysis transaction data, suggests Coinbase, a titan holding $180 billion in assets, is in their crosshairs, a prize that could destabilize the entire market and plunge us into economic chaos that would echo for years. A breach could trigger a 20% Bitcoin crash, a projection rooted in 2022 volatility models that predict panic and collapse under such pressure. While the UN warns their 2025 goal is $3 billion to fund hypersonic missiles like the Hwasong 19, successfully tested in March 2023 with a 15,000-kilometer range that threatens global peace and security with every launch. This isn't mere theft. It's a geopolitical sledgehammer smashing global finance to pieces, reshaping power dynamics with every dollar stolen from our pockets and every system left vulnerable to their wrath. The Trojan's edge hangs by a thread, a lifeline in a storm that could break at any moment, leaving us defenseless against their next assault as the tension mounts on this pivotal day. They're out there, eyes locked on your funds, your data, your life savings, with a predatory intent that never rests or relents in its pursuit of domination over our digital world. The sting operation may falter. Lazarus disabled a similar NSA trap in 2023 with a counter-virus that outsmarted US codebreakers, a testament to their ingenuity that keeps them ahead and mocks our efforts to catch them in this endless game of cat and mouse. Their history of outmaneuvering global defenses, from WannaCry's global havoc to Bybit's brazen heist, paints a portrait of an enemy that thrives on our complacency, a force that grows stronger with every failure we endure. Part 3 will unveil the bust or the collapse of this fragile hope, a cliffhanger that will define our fight and determine our fate in this struggle against a threat that endangers our very way of life. The unanswered questions linger. Will Coinbase fall? Will the FBI prevail? Or will Lazarus tighten their grip further? Stay vigilant, stay informed, as their next strike is a heartbeat away, a thunderclap ready to shatter our world and leave us grappling with the consequences of their unrelenting power on this critical morning of June 23, 2025.